chosen one. Have you noticed 1111 showing up like a secret handshake from the universe? On receipts, clocks, license plates, song timestamps, everywhere? If so, breathe. This isn't coincidence or wishful thinking. At a quantum level, numbers are language, and 1111 is one of the universe's most concise signals. A wink, a ping, a call to remember. Today, we're unpacking 5 quantum reasons why 1111 appears to you. Each one a doorway into understanding how your field, your mind, and the cosmos are conversing. Stay with me. This is both explanation and activation. 1. Frequency alignment. Your vibration is syncing with higher dimensions. When you keep seeing 1111, the simplest quantum truth is this: your frequency is shifting. Imagine your vibration as a radio tuner. As you raise your pitch, through healing, meditation, suffering, or ecstatic joy, you begin to sync with higher dimensional stations. 1111 is the station ID. You're now tuned to a higher bandwidth. How this feels? Subtle peace that arrives out of nowhere, moments of clarity or sudden compassion for things that once enraged you. The universe uses repeating numbers like 1111 to say, you're on the correct frequency. Listen closely, energetically. It's an alignment check, a confirmation that the internal up-level you're doing is registering in the field. So, when 1111 appears, it's the cosmos saying, yes, keep rising too. Portal activation. 1111 marks an energetic gateway for quantum jumps. 1111 often functions as a portal marker, a moment the field momentarily thins and a quantum jump becomes easier. Think of it like a door that briefly opens in the fabric of reality. During that sliver of time, your intention has disproportionate power. Decisions, prayers, and micro-commitments made in those windows land deeper and faster. This is why many people feel that something bigger happens at 1111, not because clocks have magic, but because the field is more malleable. Practically, if you find yourself at 1111, pause, set an intention, send gratitude, make a small, clean request. The portal listens. Don't fetishize the number. Use it as a tool, not a crutch. The portal amplifies aligned intent. It doesn't replace ongoing inner work. 3. Timeline collapse. Old realities are dissolving, new ones forming in your field. Here's a deeper quantum framing. Time is not linear. When 1111 shows up, it often signals moments where timelines collapse and reorganize. Old potentials, identities you kept out of habit, relationships that once fit, fall away, while new realities begin to crystallize. You might notice synchronicities intensify, or that a tiny choice suddenly changes the next week in a way that feels disproportionate. That's because at those moments, multiple possible yous are being weighed, and the vibration you hold determines which timeline becomes dominant. Feeling disoriented? Expect it. Timeline collapse feels messy, like a drawer emptied onto the floor. But trust the process. You're not losing life. You're shedding parallel versions to anchor the one that serves your highest frequency. 4. Soul code reminder. Your higher self is pinging. Remember who you are. Beyond mechanics, 1111 is deeply personal. It often functions as a soul code ping. Your higher self sending a short, sharp reminder. Remember who you are. That message can arrive like intuition, call them now, or as a felt nudge toward a truth you've been denying. Maybe it's time to stop apologizing for your edges, to begin a creative project, or to trust an unconventional calling. The number is shorthand for the higher self's shorthand. Wake up, be you. If you're seeing 1111 in moments of complacency or stuckness, take it as a compassionate prod. Your soul isn't nagging, it's waking you with loving urgency. 5. Quantum manifestation. Thoughts at 11:11 imprint directly into reality. At moments marked by 11:11, your thought-to-reality pathway is shortened. In quantum language, the collapsing of timelines, plus portal activation, plus alignment, creates a receptive field where intentional thought imprints faster. A clear thought, an honest desire, or a small act of faith at 11:11 has amplified creative leverage. That doesn't mean every random wish comes true. Manifestation here relies on clarity, emotional coherence, and alignment. If your thought is heavy with fear, the field reflects fear back. If your thought is aligned with love, purpose, and surrender, the field accelerates that outcome. Practical, conversational tip. If you want to use 11:11 as a manifesting tool, keep intentions short, clear, and rooted in becoming rather than grasping. For example, I anchor into my next aligned path instead of I must have X. The universe favors resonance over demand. Every 11:11 is a reminder. You're creating, not chasing. Chosen one, together, these 5 reasons reveal the bigger truth. 11:11 isn't an accident. It's a language of alignment, portals, timeline weaving. Chosen one. Have you ever been labeled as antisocial, too quiet, or distant? The truth is, you're not antisocial at all. You're simply operating on a higher frequency than most around you. You don't crave crowds, noise, or empty connections. Your soul craves truth, alignment, depth, and authenticity, and that sets you apart. Today, we're going deep into the signs that you're not antisocial. You're just smarter, more awake, and more aligned than most people around you. Stay until the end, and if this truth resonates, comment below. I choose peace. 1. You outgrew fake friendships. Chosen one. One of the strongest confirmations of your spiritual evolution is this. You no longer have the tolerance or the bandwidth for fake friendships. Once upon a time, you may have surrounded yourself with people simply to feel included, to feel like you belonged, or because you were afraid of being left out. You played along, entertained meaningless conversations, laughed at jokes that weren't funny, and kept connections alive that no longer fed your soul, all because you thought that's what was required to be normal. But something inside you shifted. As your consciousness began to expand, you started noticing the cracks. You realized that so many of those connections weren't rooted in loyalty, authenticity, or truth. They were built on shallow foundations. Some friendships existed only because of gossip. If there wasn't drama to talk about, the bond had no life. Some friendships were built out of convenience. They were around because it was easy, not because it was real. And some friendships only survived because of the fear of being alone. But chosen one, you reached a stage where your soul refused to accept crumbs. You realized that walking with many in illusion is far heavier than walking alone in truth. And that's why you outgrew them. This doesn't mean you stopped loving people. This doesn't mean you're cold, harsh, or bitter. In fact, it means the opposite. Your heart became so attuned to truth that fake energy now feels unbearable. You can sense it instantly. You know when a smile hides jealousy. You know when a friend is secretly competing with you. You know when someone is around you for what they can take, not for who you truly are. And your spirit simply won't allow you to stay in those environments anymore. Because here's the truth. Chosen one, fake friendships are more draining than solitude. When you entertain the wrong people, your energy gets pulled into gossip, distractions, and low vibrations that pull you away from your divine path. But when you choose solitude, your energy aligns, your spirit heals, and your purpose becomes clearer. So instead of chasing shallow connections, you began seeking authentic alignment. You'd rather have one real soul beside you than 100 false ones surrounding you. You'd rather sit in silence with your higher self than engage in conversations that dim your light. And here's the divine secret. The reason you outgrew fake friendships is because you are being prepared for divine connections. The universe will never allow you to settle for counterfeit relationships when your destiny is to align with people who will uplift you, empower you, and walk with you in truth. So if your circle has grown smaller, don't see it as a loss. See it as spiritual protection. The pruning of false connections is making space for your soul family, your destiny helpers, your true tribe. Chosen one, never doubt yourself. You didn't lose friends. You lost illusions. You didn't walk away from people. You walked away from energy that no longer matched your frequency. And that's why your path feels lighter now, because you've grown, you've ascended, and your spirit refuses to sit at tables where love, truth, and loyalty are absent. So hold your head high, because outgrowing fake friendships isn't rejection, it's graduation. 2. You see through people's masks. Chosen one of your greatest gifts, and one of the reasons people misunderstand you, is your ability to see through people's masks. In this world, most people walk around wearing a costume. They wear a smile even when they're unhappy. They wear confidence even when they're insecure. They wear kindness even when their intentions are manipulative. But you were born with a sharper spiritual vision. Smiles don't fool you. Titles don't impress you. Status doesn't blind you. Because your spirit doesn't respond to surface appearances. Your spirit responds to energy. You can feel when someone's words are polished, but their vibration is shaky. You can sense when someone is presenting kindness, but behind it lies envy or resentment. You can detect when someone is acting humble, but their soul craves recognition and power. This gift makes you different. It makes you unsettling to people who live in illusion, because when they stand in front of you, their mask begins to crack. They feel naked in your presence, not because you're exposing them with words, but because your energy doesn't buy their act. And here's the truth, chosen one. You don't see through people to judge them. You don't see through them to attack them. You see through them because your soul is calibrated to truth. Your discernment is your protection. It shields you from being drained, manipulated, or deceived. You see, when most people get fooled by sweet talk, fake apologies, or surface charm, you don't. You can't. Because the vibration beneath the words is louder to you than the words themselves. This is why so many people feel uncomfortable around you. They may not understand it consciously, but on a soul level, they know. You can see them. Not their mask, not their act, but them. The unhealed wounds, the hidden agendas, the suppressed intentions. And this is why you intimidate many without even trying. You mirror back the truth they're trying to bury. But here's where your higher wisdom comes in. You don't go around exposing everyone. You don't shout out what you see, because wisdom knows when to speak and when to remain silent. Most of the time, you choose silence. You simply withdraw, detach, and protect your energy. Not out of fear, but out of mastery. Because when you see through the mask, you realize not everyone is ready for truth. Not everyone can handle exposure, and not everyone deserves access to your energy. Your gift of discernment is like spiritual X-ray vision. It reveals who is aligned with you and who is not. It reveals who comes with love and who comes with hidden motives. It reveals who is worth your energy and who must be loved from a distance. Chosen one, never doubt this gift. The world may call you paranoid, too suspicious, or too intense. But what they don't understand is that your discernment saves you from heartache, betrayal, and spiritual attacks. You're not here to be fooled by the glitter. You're here to recognize the gold. You're not here to be distracted by appearances. You're here to feel truth at its core. And that's why you can see through the mask. So the next time someone feels uneasy around you without reason, know this: it's not your fault. It's not your energy. It's the reflection of truth you awaken in them. You don't see people as they pretend to be. You see them as they really are. And that, chosen one, is one of your greatest spiritual powers. 3. You can't unhear the lies in their words. Chosen one, when someone speaks to you, you don't just hear their words. You hear their frequency. The average person listens with their ears, but you listen with your soul. You hear what is not being said. You feel the vibration behind the words. You sense the intentions woven between the sentences. And that is why a lie, no matter how polished, rings hollow to your spirit. It doesn't matter how convincing the tone, how confident the delivery, or how carefully crafted the mask, you feel the emptiness behind it. An empty promise echoes loudly in your intuition. A half-truth vibrates in your chest like static interference. And no matter how much someone tries to disguise their deception, your higher self calls it out instantly. This is why you can't unhear dishonesty. Once your spirit detects it, it imprints on your awareness. You can't just shrug it off and pretend it didn't happen, because your soul is designed to recognize truth like a tuning fork ringing at the perfect pitch. And anything out of alignment with truth is jarring to your spirit. Chosen one, understand this. This ability is both a blessing and a responsibility, because you hear lies in a world that survives on them. You hear the falseness in fake love. You hear the manipulation in sweet words. You hear the control hidden inside false promises. And this can make life lonely at times, because while others are enchanted by words, you are sobered by truth. This is why you often choose silence over confrontation. You don't need to expose people, argue with them, or prove them wrong. You simply step back, because your soul already knows the truth. You understand that lies collapse under their own weight. And the moment you detect dishonesty, the person's mask becomes invisible to you. From that point forward, no matter what they say, their words hold no power over you. That's why manipulation doesn't work on you. That's why fake flattery doesn't move you. That's why false promises don't excite you. Your spirit knows better. And this ability, this spiritual discernment, is exactly why you don't fit comfortably in the crowd. Because the crowd is built on illusions, masks, and false agreements. But you're wired for truth. So remember, chosen one, when you hear the lie behind the words, it's not a curse. It's confirmation of your higher frequency. It's proof that your soul has sharpened its discernment. It's evidence that you were never meant to be deceived, manipulated, or controlled. You are here to live in truth, to embody truth, and to rise in truth, even when the crowd is drowning in lies. That is your power. That is your protection. That is your gift. 4. You sense energy before they even speak. Chosen one. One of your greatest gifts is your ability to sense energy. You don't need words, explanations, or introductions to know who someone truly is. Before they open their mouth, before they share their story, before they tell you who they claim to be, you already feel it. Because energy never lies, and your soul has become fluent in this universal language. You read the room instantly. You can walk into a room and immediately feel what others cannot. While most people are distracted by appearances, the clothes, the tone of voice, the fake smiles, your spirit bypasses the surface and goes straight into the unseen. You can feel the unspoken tension. You can sense the envy hiding behind a compliment. You can detect the insecurity masked by arrogance. And equally, you can feel the genuine love, the purity of heart, the alignment of someone who radiates truth. Your aura acts like a radar, scanning vibrations before your mind even processes them. That's why you often know the truth about people long before they reveal themselves. The gift that feels like a burden. But chosen one, let's be real. This gift is not always easy. Because while others can enjoy shallow interactions without noticing the undercurrents, you can't. Someone might be smiling at you, but you can feel the resentment behind it. Someone might be telling a joke, but you sense the insecurity driving it. Someone might say, "I'm fine," but their energy screams for help. This makes small interactions exhausting. Because while everyone else is playing pretend, your soul is receiving the full download. The things left unsaid, the things hidden, the things denied. It's not that you dislike people. It's that your spirit picks up too much truth for you to remain comfortable in shallow spaces. Your frequency forces the truth. What you need to understand, chosen one, is that this sensitivity is a mark of your higher frequency. When you vibrate at a higher level, illusions cannot hold in your presence. That's why people sometimes act strange around you. They fumble, they get nervous, they contradict themselves. Your energy field pulls their masks apart, whether they want it or not. You don't even have to say anything. Just your presence forces the energy of truth to surface. And some people can't handle that. This is why you make others uncomfortable. Not because you're antisocial, but because your soul reveals what they've been trying to hide, the blessing in disguise. Chosen one, never mistake this gift as a curse. It may isolate you at times. It may make you crave solitude more than company. But remember, you were given this ability for a divine reason. It allows you to protect your energy, to avoid traps, to see deception before it ensnares you, to align yourself only with souls who match your vibration. This gift ensures that you walk in truth, not illusion, that you choose alignment over appearances, that you stay connected to your higher self, no matter how chaotic the world becomes. So don't resist this gift, embrace it, because it means you are awake and you are chosen. 5. You'd rather sit with your own thoughts than waste time in chaos. Chosen one, this is one of the most misunderstood parts of your journey. People look at you choosing solitude, stepping back from unnecessary noise, and instantly they assume they must be antisocial. They must be lonely. They must be avoiding life. But here's the truth they cannot see. Your solitude is not a cage. It's a sanctuary. You don't choose solitude because you fear people. You choose it because your soul thrives in peace. You don't avoid the crowd because you're weak. You avoid it because you're wise enough to protect your energy. Chaos drains, silence restores. You've lived long enough to know what chaos feels like. The gossip, the arguments, the meaningless chatter, the constant pressure to fit in. Every moment in that energy pulls on your spirit, scattering your focus and dimming your light. But silence empowers you. In silence, you reconnect with your higher self. In solitude, your spirit aligns with Source. It's in those quiet moments that you receive clarity, direction, and divine downloads that others miss because they're too distracted by noise. Self-mastery through solitude. For you, solitude is not loneliness. It is self-mastery. It's where you reflect, heal, and sharpen your intuition. It's where your spirit speaks to you louder than the world ever could. It's where you understand your own energy so deeply that nobody else's chaos can shake your peace. Most people run from being alone because they fear facing themselves. But you, chosen one, have embraced it. You've learned that being with your own thoughts is not a punishment. It's a blessing, because in that stillness, you remember who you are. The gift of divine downloads. Chosen one, you know this truth. When you step away from the noise of the world, the universe finally has space to speak to you. Your solitude becomes the channel where divine messages flow. Your journal becomes the place where higher wisdom pours onto paper. Your meditation becomes the doorway to new timelines and quantum shifts. This is why you'd rather spend an evening in stillness than waste hours in meaningless drama. You're not missing out on life. You're tuning in to a higher one, the quantum truth. People call you antisocial, but what they don't see is that you are more connected than ever, not to the crowd, but to the cosmos. You are plugged into the infinite field of Source. You are listening to the whispers of your soul. You are aligning with your true path. And that chosen one is why solitude empowers you, because in the stillness, you find yourself. 6. Small talk feels empty. Your soul craves depth. Chosen one, have you noticed how exhausting small talk feels to you? Someone approaches you with the latest gossip, endless complaints, or surface-level chatter, and almost instantly, your energy begins to fade. It's not that you're rude or that you don't care. It's simply that your soul is wired for depth. You are not designed to spend hours in conversations that go nowhere. You were not made to pour your energy into gossip, distractions, or empty words. Your spirit knows that time is sacred, and so are the words we exchange. Your soul is hungry for what's real. While others find comfort in idle chatter, you crave something more, something deeper, something real. You want to talk about purpose, why we are here, what our souls came to do. You want to explore destiny, the unfolding of divine timing, the sacred path we each walk. You want to share about healing, the ways we overcome pain, break cycles, and transform wounds into wisdom. You want to explore ascension, the process of rising beyond fear and remembering our true spiritual essence. You want to feel the vibration of truth, not just hear the noise of ego, because when you engage in real conversations, your soul feels alive, your spirit feels nourished. Depth doesn't just feed your mind, it feeds your energy. Why small talk drains you? Small talk feels empty because it holds no life force for you. Gossip is heavy, complaints are draining, distractions are hollow. To someone else, it may feel normal, even fun, but to you, it feels like eating food with no nutrients. You might fill your time, but your soul is left starving. That's why, even in a room full of people, you sometimes feel alone. You are present physically, but your soul is yearning for something beyond the noise. The power of soulful connection. You'd rather have one deep, soul-shaking conversation with a kindred spirit than 100 surface-level chats with a crowd. Because in that one deep exchange, you feel seen, heard, understood, and alive. You feel your vibration rise as truth flows. You feel the presence of spirit moving between you. You feel connection, not just with a person, but with the divine energy within them. That kind of connection doesn't just satisfy you. It transforms you. It ignites you. It reminds you that you are here not to fit into the noise, but to awaken souls. The quantum truth. Small talk starves your spirit. Depth nourishes it. The crowd may not understand your silence, but the universe understands your vibration. And this is why solitude feels better to you than shallow company. Your soul is not avoiding people. It is protecting its frequency. It is choosing quality over quantity. It is choosing truth over illusion. It is choosing soul over ego. Chosen one, if this resonates with you, type in the comments, "I crave depth, not noise." Because the more you affirm this truth, the more aligned souls you will attract. People who will meet you on the frequency of depth, truth, and divine connection. 7. You intimidate people because you don't need the crowd. Chosen one. Have you noticed how your very presence makes some people uneasy, even without you saying a single word? That's because most people draw their worth from external validation. They feel powerful only when they're surrounded by others, when they're accepted by the crowd, when the spotlight shines on them. But you don't need that. Your strength doesn't come from being noticed. It comes from being rooted. Your peace doesn't come from the crowd's approval. It comes from your alignment with Source. And your confidence doesn't come from applause. It comes from knowing who you are, even when no one is watching. This kind of independence intimidates people. Why? Because your energy reflects their dependency back to them. When they see you standing tall without needing a crowd, they're forced to confront how empty they feel without external validation. They mistake your power for arrogance. Most people can't comprehend quiet strength. They assume that if you're not desperate for attention, then you must think you're too good for them. But the truth is, your independence isn't arrogance, it's self-mastery. You've learned to fill your own cup. You've learned to sit in silence without needing noise. You've learned that solitude doesn't mean loneliness. It means alignment with your higher self. That level of wholeness is foreign to many, and foreign things often breed fear. That's why some people label you cold, distant, or unapproachable. But what they're really feeling is intimidation. You don't fear standing alone. Chosen one, this is where your true power shines. You don't need a crowd because you walk with divine company. Even in your solitude, you are surrounded. Your higher self whispers guidance. Your spirit guides walk beside you. Source energy flows through you with every breath. So when others see you standing alone, they don't understand that you are never truly alone. This is why you don't chase after acceptance. You don't compromise your truth just to fit in. And you don't fear losing people because your soul knows. Anyone you lose while standing in your truth was never aligned with your destiny. Your independence exposes their insecurity. Here's the deeper truth. Chosen one, your energy acts as a mirror. When someone who relies on external validation meets someone like you, someone who radiates power from within, they are confronted with their own dependency, their own emptiness, their own fear of being unseen. Instead of being inspired, many feel threatened. They wonder, how can this person stand so tall without the approval of others? And that's why they whisper, why they gossip, why they judge. It's not really about you. It's about them. Your light exposes where they still live in shadows. The quantum reality of your power. In the quantum field, energy doesn't lie. When you're tapped into Source, your vibration expands beyond the need for validation. This creates a frequency of sovereignty that others can feel. And here's the secret. Sovereignty feels like danger to the ego, but it feels like freedom to the soul. That's why some people envy you, while others are drawn to you. Because your energy doesn't beg to be accepted, it commands respect without words. So remember, chosen one, if you intimidate people without even trying, it's not because you're too much. It's because you've become what they secretly wish to be. Whole, rooted, free. You don't need the crowd. You don't need the validation. You don't even need approval, because you walk in alignment with something greater than all of that. You walk in alignment with Source. And in that truth, you can never truly stand alone. The quantum truth. Chosen one, you're not running from people. You're running from low vibrations. You don't avoid connection. You avoid inauthenticity. You don't hate people. You simply value your energy too much to waste it. That's why the crowd drains you, but solitude empowers you. That's why gossip feels heavy, but truth feels like freedom. That's why chaos feels toxic, but peace feels like home. You're not antisocial. You're just ahead of the game. Chosen one, your solitude is not a weakness. It's your power. Your discernment is not isolation. It's protection. And your refusal to settle for low vibration is the very reason you were chosen. If this truth resonates with your soul, declare it in the comments, I choose peace. Because every time you affirm it, you anchor yourself deeper into your higher frequency. Share this video with another awakened soul who's been misunderstood as antisocial, and remind them they're not alone. And if you're on this journey, subscribe for more spiritual and quantum messages to guide your ascension. Chosen one, the crowd may not understand you, but the universe does. And in your solitude, you are becoming unstoppable. Chosen one, they used to overlook you, ignore you, underestimate you. You were the quiet one in the back, the one they thought they could play with, disrespect, or forget. But God was building you in the shadows. And now, you don't just walk into rooms, you shift them. This isn't just a glow-up. This is a divine upgrade, a dark, calm, dominant kind of power. The kind that doesn't beg to be seen, but can no longer be ignored. And yes, people feel intimidated now, not because you're doing too much, but because your aura is too strong for their illusions. Let's talk about it. 1. Your eyes look different. Chosen one. Your eyes are not the same ones you started this journey with. Before, your eyes were searching for love, for safety, for a place to belong. Now, your eyes don't look innocent anymore. They look knowing. There's more light in them, yes, but there's also depth, truth, authority. You've seen too much, felt too much, survived too much to ever look at the world the same way again. Your eyes used to ask, will they accept me? Now they ask, do they match my spirit? You don't scan rooms for validation anymore. You scan for vibration. Your eyes observe. They don't chase. They don't beg. They read energy. You can tell in seconds who's real, who's playing, who's wounded, who's dangerous. You pick up on micro-expressions, shifts in tone, fake smiles, and hidden envy. You see it. You feel it. That's why people get uncomfortable when you look at them for too long. People lock eyes with you and feel exposed. They don't know why they look away so quickly, why their words start to stumble, why they suddenly feel like their facade isn't working. It's because it isn't. Your gaze carries God's receipts. You've walked through betrayal, abandonment, disrespect, gaslighting, and you survived all of it. Now, your eyes hold the vibration of every lesson learned, every boundary built, every version of you that died so this one could rise. You don't wear pain in your eyes anymore. You wear power. Not bitterness, not hardness, just clarity. Cold? No. Clear. Focused? Unbothered. Your eyes no longer plead, they decide. They say, I see you. I see what you're really on, and I see me now too. I will not be played twice. That alone intimidates people who still live in confusion. Because your eyes aren't just looking, they're discerning. Your gaze tells people, I'm not desperate, I'm not blind, I'm not the old version of me. Some will respect that. Some will fear it. Some will call you different, distant, or cold, because your eyes no longer entertain what your soul has outgrown. But understand this, your eyes have become gates. They protect your spirit. They choose who gets close. They warn anything dark that it won't last in your light. Your eyes are proof that you didn't just go through the fire. You came out carrying flame in your stare. And whether they love you, envy you, or fear you, one thing is certain, they can't forget your eyes. 2. Your face starts to relax. Chosen one, your face tells a story. Before the glow-up, it carried battle scars no one ever saw. You used to hold stress in your jaw, pain in your eyes, tension in your forehead. You clenched your teeth through disrespect. You smiled through betrayal. You laughed when you were actually exhausted inside. You wore everything you'd been through, silently. No one knew how much weight your face was holding. But now that you've detached from chaos, your face looks different. The heaviness, it's melting. The worry, fading. The old emotional weight, gone. Your nervous system is quieter. Your mind is clearer. Your soul isn't living in fight or flight anymore. It's in command mode. You look softer, but not weaker. You look calmer, but more dangerous. Dangerous to what? Dangerous to manipulation, because your face no longer lights up at breadcrumbs. Dangerous to disrespect, because you don't flinch, you don't entertain it. Dangerous to anyone who thought you'd always tolerate less, because that chapter is dead. Your resting face used to say, "I hope they like me." Now it says, "I'm not here to convince anyone." There's a new sharpness in your calm, a new firmness in your softness. Your face now carries sovereignty. You don't frown as much anymore because you're not overthinking every interaction. You don't force a polite smile when your spirit says no because you finally trust your own discomfort. You don't chase. You don't people please. You don't over-explain your heart to people committed to misunderstanding you. Your entire expression has shifted from survival to quiet dominance. There's a look in your eyes now that says, "I've seen hell and walked back with my crown." And people feel that. They can't joke with you the way they used to. They can't talk reckless and expect you to laugh it off. They can't test your boundaries and expect the old version of you to show up. Your very expression now sets a boundary. One lift of your eyebrow, one unbothered stare, one calm silence. And they know this is not someone to play with. This is not someone desperate for attention. This is someone who can walk away and never look back. Your relaxed face is not laziness, it's mastery. It's what happens when you stop living to be chosen and start living as the chosen one you are. They wanted you soft so they could control you. You stayed soft, but added steel underneath. And now, your peace, your calm, your relaxed expression intimidates the very energy that used to drain you. Your face no longer says, "Please accept me." It says, "I accept myself." Adjust or exit. 3. Your posture changes. You used to fold yourself up just to make other people comfortable. You'd hunch your shoulders, keep your head down, move quietly like you were apologizing for existing. You didn't even realize it, but your body was telling the story of your past. Rejection, doubt, overthinking, always wondering if you were too much. Not anymore. Now you walk like someone who has met their own soul. Your back is straighter, your chest is open, your steps are slow, grounded, intentional. You don't rush to impress. You don't shuffle in like an afterthought. You enter like you belong there, because you finally know that you do. You move like you know who you are now, not in a loud, performative, ego way, but in a quiet, unshakable, unapologetic way. You're not asking permission to exist anymore. You're not begging for space. You're not bending your energy to fit into rooms that used to reject you. You've accepted your worth, and your posture exposes that truth before your mouth speaks a word. You don't lean into people to gain approval. They lean into you now. You don't bend to be chosen. Your energy makes others adjust themselves around you. You're no longer the one trying to prove you're good enough. Your body language now says, "I know my value. If you see it, good. If you don't, move." People feel your presence before they hear your voice. You carry that "don't play with me" energy without having to raise your tone. You don't need to be aggressive. Your alignment is already loud. Your walk is different. Your stance is different. You sit like someone who is not easily moved. And yes, the ones who used to overlook you, the ones who spoke over you, dismissed you, laughed at your softness, they feel very small around you now. Not because you're trying to make them feel that way, but because your energy has risen so high, their old version of you no longer exists. That's not ego. That's what happens when someone finally stops lowering their frequency to be liked. Your posture is your announcement. I am here. I am chosen. I am not shrinking ever again. 4. Your skin and aura glow. Let's be honest. Your skin hits different now. That tired, drained, dulled look you used to see in the mirror. The heaviness under your eyes. The tension in your face. The weight of everything you were carrying in silence. It's not there in the same way anymore. Now when you look at yourself, there's a cleaner, lighter, sharper presence. You don't just look better, you look clearer, more defined, more you. And no, it's not just skincare, it's soul care. Why did this happen? Because you removed what was aging you energetically, the drama that kept your nervous system on edge, the overgiving that left you spiritually bankrupt, the chasing love, chasing validation, chasing people who were never on your level, the emotional warfare, the arguments, the cycles, the confusion. You started walking away from all of that. Not loudly, not dramatically, just decisively. You chose peace over chaos. You chose rest over proving yourself. You chose self-respect over always being available. And the moment you did that, your body started to respond. You began protecting your body like it's a temple, not a trash can. You stopped feeding your soul junk, whether that was food, people, or conversation. You stopped letting anyone have unlimited access to your energy. You started saying, no, this drains me. No, this doesn't feel safe. No, my spirit doesn't like this. You take care of your body. You take care of your energy. You take care of your boundaries. And now, it shows. Your aura is clearer. Your skin looks brighter. Your posture is calmer. Your entire presence feels upgraded. People look at you and can't quite figure out what changed. They'll swear you changed your hair, changed your routine, changed your style. They'll ask what product you're using, what you're eating, what you're doing differently. But the real glow-up didn't come from adding anything. It came from subtracting what was draining you. You took back your power from every place you left it. And that returned energy now glows on your face and radiates from your field. That's why people double take. Something about you just looks cleaner, lighter but stronger, softer but more powerful, almost like you've been recoded from the inside out, like your spirit updated its software and your body is now reflecting the new version. And yes, people feel intimidated by it, because your glow isn't just pretty, it's protected. It says, I'm not tired anymore. I'm not desperate anymore. I'm not accessible like I used to be. Your skin is glowing because your soul stopped bleeding for people who didn't deserve you. Your aura is bright because you're no longer dimming it to make others comfortable. This isn't just a physical glow-up. This is spiritual radiance made visible. Affirm it. My glow comes from peace, protection, and power. My aura is clear, my spirit is strong, and it shows on my face. 5. You look better with less. Chosen one. You used to feel like you had to do the most just to feel seen. More makeup, more effort, more fixing, more adjusting, more proving. Now, you're dangerous with less. You don't need the extra layers anymore. Less makeup, less trying to impress, less begging energy. And somehow, you're more magnetic than you've ever been, because the glow is no longer cosmetic, it's energetic. Your confidence upgraded your face, your boundaries upgraded your posture, your standards upgraded your entire presence, your spirit started leading, and your appearance followed. You could walk in wearing the simplest outfit in the room, no heavy glam, no loud accessories, no look at me energy, and still be the one nobody can stop looking at. Why? Because it's not the clothes doing the work. It's your aura. You don't decorate your emptiness anymore. You radiate from fullness. There was a time you dressed to distract from the hurt, to cover the insecurity, to make people see value in you that you didn't yet see in yourself. Now you know your value. And that knowing shows up in your walk, your eyes, your tone, your stillness. You stopped dressing to be chosen. Now you dress like someone who is chosen. By God, by destiny, by purpose. You don't wear desperation, you wear destiny. You don't wear please notice me, you wear I know who I am. And people feel that. That's why less looks like more on you now. Because the performance fell off. The pretending fell off. The overcompensation fell off. What's left is pure signal, pure frequency, pure you. Your aura is doing what the mask used to do. Your energy is doing what the outfit used to try to do. And yes, people are intimidated by that, because they can sense that nothing about you is trying too hard, and yet everything about you is unforgettable. You're not dressed up anymore. You're switched on. 6. People double take when you walk in. You remember when you could walk into a room and nobody even looked up? When you felt like background energy, present, but unseen. Those days are done. That version of you no longer exists. Now when you walk in, the entire atmosphere adjusts. You don't just enter a space, you shift it. People pause mid-sentence. Conversations suddenly slow down. Somebody who was laughing a little too loud goes quiet. Eyes follow you. Some out of admiration, some out of confusion, and some out of envy. But either way, they feel you. The same ones who once looked past you now can't help but look twice. They don't understand what changed because you're not trying harder. You're just vibrating higher. There's a pressure in the room now when you arrive. Not a negative pressure. A presence, a weight, a spiritual density. That's your energy field. That's the quantum you arriving before your body even crosses the door. Your aura announces you now. Your frequency walks 10 steps ahead of you and says, someone different just stepped in. And yes, it intimidates people. Because your aura doesn't beg, please like me. It calmly declares, recognize me or remove yourself. You're not carrying pick me energy anymore. You're carrying I picked myself energy. Your walk is different. It's steady, unrushed, unbothered. You walk like someone who's seen war in the spirit and came back crowned. Your stride carries God's signature now. There's authority in the way you move. Not loud, not arrogant, just undeniable. They're not just looking at your clothes, your face, your body. They're witnessing what divine elevation looks like on someone they once counted out, played with, or ignored. And deep down, they know. This isn't just a glow-up. This is God's mark on you. This is what it looks like when a chosen one stops dimming and steps fully into their power. So when they double take, stare, whisper, or go silent when you enter, don't shrink. Don't doubt. Don't overthink. Your presence is doing exactly what it's meant to do. Disrupt what's fake, awaken what's real, and remind the room. You're no longer invisible. You're inevitable. 7. Your energy upgrades your appearance. Chosen one. You didn't just glow up in the mirror. You glowed up in your spirit first. This wasn't a new haircut, new clothes, new filter type of upgrade. This was a battlefield upgrade. You earned this look. You healed wounds you never told anyone about. You sat with your shadows. You faced the parts of you that were still bleeding. And you chose to clean them, not hide them. You cut off what drained you. Fake friends, one-sided connections, energy vampires, trauma bonds, people who only loved you when you were small. You forgave, not to let them back in, but to let yourself out. You released resentment. You detached from needing to be chosen. You re-centered back into your own soul. And that inner work didn't just shift your emotions. It rewired your entire energy field. Your nervous system got quieter. Your mind got clearer. Your spirit got louder. Now your body is simply catching up to what your soul already became. Your stance carries authority. Your eyes carry stories and truth. Your voice tone carries stability and power. Your presence feels like a frequency, not just a person. You're coded with new data now: self-respect, discernment, divine confidence, zero tolerance for nonsense. This is what happens when you move out of desperation and into alignment. You stop looking for power, and you start looking like power. You walk differently. You don't fidget for approval. You don't dress for validation. You're not begging to be seen. Your energy makes you unignorable. People will swear you changed your style. They'll think it's the clothes, the hair, the glow. But deep down, you know the truth. It was your spirit that styled your appearance. You're not wearing trends. You're wearing truth. You're not dressed in ego. You're dressed in elevation. You look like someone who made it out of spiritual war and came back with the crown. And yes, people feel intimidated by that now, because you don't look available for disrespect anymore. You don't look easy to manipulate. You don't look like someone who will settle for crumbs. Your energy upgraded your appearance. Your soul upgraded your face. Your healing upgraded your whole aura. You didn't just glow up, you ascended. And your body had no choice but to follow. Affirmation. My spirit upgraded my appearance. My energy is my real glow-up. 8. From invisible to unignorable. Chosen one. This glow-up isn't just, you look good now. This is spiritual dominance. This is what happens when a soul that's been humiliated, underestimated, and ignored finally remembers who they are in the eyes of God. You went from overlooked to unforgettable, from ignored to undeniable, from background energy to main character frequency. There was a time no one saw you. You could walk into a room and feel like a ghost, present but not acknowledged. You tried to be kind, supportive, loving, and they still treated you as an afterthought. But that version of you is gone, buried, and in its place stands someone they can't casually bypass anymore. You're not just looking better, you're becoming better. Your mind is sharper, your energy is calmer, your spirit is stronger, you're less accessible, and far more valuable. You don't entertain everyone anymore. You don't over-explain yourself. You don't sit at tables where your spirit feels unwelcome. You've become selective, not out of ego, but out of evolution. You finally understand that not everyone deserves front-row seats to a life God paid for with your tears, your battles, and your breakthroughs. And yes, people are intimidated now. They'll say, you've changed. But what they really mean is, you're no longer easy to use. Because it's not just your looks, it's your aura. Your aura is too strong for low intentions, too honest for fake connections, too divine for casual disrespect. People can feel that they can't play with you anymore. They feel that boundary in your silence, that power in your posture, that authority in your energy. You are calm, but you are not harmless. You are kind, but you are not naive. You are loving, but you are no longer available for anything less than truth. You went from invisible to unignorable because you finally stopped betraying yourself to be liked. You stopped chasing validation. You stopped watering down your personality. You stopped apologizing for your sensitivity, your intensity, your calling. You realized, I am not here to fit into their comfort. I am here to honor my covenant. This isn't just a glow-up, it's a return of the throne. You reclaimed your place, not above others, but above your old self, above your old patterns, above your old self-doubt. You didn't change to impress them. You evolved to align with Him. Your standards rose, your spirit rose, your life rose, and now your very presence is a sermon. This is what happens when a chosen one stops begging for a seat and realizes they are the table. Comment: my glow-up is spiritual first, physical second. My aura is too powerful to ignore. Stay limitless and powerful, chosen one. Keep shining. Amen.